Welcome to Bible Study with Fred. I'm in Mark chapter 11. I'm going to read verses 1 to 11 and make comments on individual verses and combinations of verses. I'm hoping we can have a Bible study together, seated across the table from each other with our Bibles open. I'll share my interpretation, you share yours, and then, of course, feel free to comment on what I say, whether you agree or disagree. So, Mark chapter 11, verse 1 to begin with. When they came nigh to Jerusalem, unto Bethphage and Bethany, at the Mount of Olives, he sendeth forth two of his disciples, and saith unto them, Go your way into the village over against you, and as soon as ye be entered into it, ye shall find a colt tied, wherein never man sat. Loose him and bring him. If any man say unto you, Why do ye this? Say ye that the Lord hath need of him, and straightway he will send him hither. And they went their way and found the colt tied by the door without, in a place where two ways meet, and they loose him. And certain of them that stood there said unto them, What do ye? Loosen the colt. And they said unto them, Even as Jesus had commanded, and they let them go. And they brought the colt to Jesus, and cast their garments on him, and he sat upon him. And many spread their garments in the way, and others cut down branches off the trees, and strawed them in the way. And they that went before, and they that followed, cried, saying, Hosanna, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Blessed be the kingdom of our father David that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And Jesus entered into Jerusalem, into the temple. And when he had looked around upon all things, and now the eventide was come, he went unto Bethany with the 12. Now verses 1 and 2 say, And when they came nigh to Jerusalem unto Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, he sent forth two of his disciples, and saith unto them, Go your way into the village over against you, and as soon as ye entered into it, ye shall find a colt tied, whereon never man sat. Loose him and bring him. He's going to fulfill scripture here. Zechariah 9:9 says, Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly, and riding upon an ass, and upon the colt, the foal of an ass. We've discussed the word and, previously as a word that links synonymous words or phrases in the Bible. Here in Zechariah, the ass is further defined as a colt, the foal of an ass. Christ is not trying to straddle two animals, although if you don't read the account in Matthew 21 with some common sense, you might confuse yourself. This represents the first advent of Christ. Now in the next verse comes the second advent, Zechariah 9:10. And I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim and the horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall be cut off, and he shall speak peace unto the heathen, and his dominion shall be from sea even to sea, and from the river even unto the ends of the earth. This creature represents mankind. Job 11:12. For vain man would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass's colt. He's not going to make a public statement by his actions. He's in the last week of his life on earth before the crucifixion. Here is the prophecy from Daniel. Daniel 9:25. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks, and 60 and 10 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. After 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood. And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined. The Messiah will be cut off, which means killed. So here, 500 years before Christ, we have a prophecy of the death of Jesus, executed by the Romans. Then the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple by the armies of the future emperor Titus, under his father, the emperor Vespasian, in 70 AD, is foretold. Verse 3 and 4. If any man say unto you, Why do ye this? Say ye that the Lord hath need of him, and straightway he will send him hither. And they went their way and found the colt tied by the door without, in a place where two ways met, and they loose him. Now here is a lost man in tied up outside at a place where two ways meet, a crossroads. Luke gives you another perspective on this. Luke 19:30. Go ye into the village over against you, in the which at your entering ye shall find a colt tied, whereon yet never man sat. Loose him and bring him hither. You, unsaved man or woman, are a jackass that needs to be loosed and rode by Christ. No one has ever ruled over you as you are your own God, serving Satan's purpose by your actions and thoughts, but all the while thinking of yourself as a God. Other men loose you, giving you the gospel of Jesus Christ, and Christ takes possession. Otherwise, you're bound for hell. In verses 5 to 10, and certain of them stood there, said unto him, What do ye? Loosen the colt. And they said unto them, Even as Jesus had commanded, and they let them go. And they brought the colt to Jesus, and cast their garments on him, and he sat upon him. And many spread their garments in the way, and others cut down branches off the trees, and strawed them in the way. And they that went before, and they that followed, cried, saying, Hosanna, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Blessed be the kingdom of our father David that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. Satan would have had many fundamentalists believe that, quote, that cometh in the name of the Lord, unquote, should be removed from verse 10 in their modern perversions. Jesus Christ is being publicly hailed as the King of the Jews. Of course, later they also will cry out to crucify him. But here they fulfill scripture mentioned earlier, Luke 19:38 to 40, saying, Blessed be the King that cometh in the name of the Lord, peace in heaven and glory in the highest. And some of the Pharisees from among the multitude said unto him, Master, rebuke thy disciples. And he answered and said unto them, I tell you that if these stones should hold if these should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out. If the people didn't shout as it calls for in Zechariah 9:9, then stones would shout. The scripture cannot be broken. As an aside, it's rather odd how stones are said to be a witness between two parties making a covenant. See Genesis 31:44 to 49 and Joshua 22:26 to 34 on the testimony of stones, whom one Bible commentator conjectured might record sounds, so they would be a testimony in more than a symbolic way. Some rocks do make sounds when struck, depending on what they're made of, and I haven't found a satisfying scientific explanation for it, so I don't have a lot of information on it. Isaiah 12:6, Cry out and shout, thou inhabitant of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel in the midst of thee. Isaiah 40, verse 9. O Zion, thou bringest good tidings, get thee up into the high mountains. O Jerusalem, that bringeth good tidings, lift up thy voice with strength. Lift it up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, Behold your God. Isaiah 62:11. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion, Behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. Zephaniah 3:14. Sing, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. And in verse 11. And Jesus entered to Jerusalem and into the temple. And when he had looked around about upon all things, and now the eventide was come, he went on to Bethany with the 12. I would suspect that Jesus is seeing Titus and the Romans destroying the temple years later. Luke 19:41 to 44. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, If thou hadst known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now are hid from thine eyes. For the day shall come upon thee that thine enemy shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round, and keep thee on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. Now Christ knows what could have been had the Jews received him. According to most commentators, this would be Sunday night, the evening of Palm Sunday. We're going to count from the first day of the week, our Sunday, to when he rises from the dead. Now, I'm going to pick it up and stop there and pick it up in verse 12 next. So I'm going to ask you again, because I'm going to nag you about this. Please spend some time, open the Bible, let God speak to you through his word. Just read it. And also a separate time to study the Bible, cross-reference the verses. And in both events, pray to God for wisdom and understanding, and then share your interpretation with someone else. Now, you can purchase my comments on Mark on Amazon, and I hope you do. You can read them for free on blogger.com. I'll post a link on both. But if you've watched this video this far, would you please click like and subscribe or follow and share the video with someone else? And I look forward to your comments, whether you agree or disagree, see things a different way, or want to add something, it's fine. All right? And I just look forward to seeing that. Thank you.